Hello, and welcome to this how-to guide on My Missouri State. My name is Ross Hawkins. I am the director in the Academic Advising and Transfer Center, and the co-presenter for this session is Katie Dyer, Transfer Advisor in the Academic Advising and Transfer Center. We are going to help you better understand how to navigate My Missouri State for academic advising and registration purposes.
In order to log into your My Missouri State account, you'll first need to go to the main Missouri State website, missouristate.edu. On this website, you'll hover over or click on the box that says Log In. My Missouri State in the far left side is the option that you're going to want to click to access this account. You'll then be brought to the login screen for your account. You'll need to use your BearPass ID and not your M number in order to log into your My Missouri State account. The option we're going to discuss in this video is the registration option. The registration option holds all sorts of good information to help you prepare for your advising appointment.
In the My Registration channel, there are several links. We are going to be discussing the registration status link, which we'll go into detail on the next slide, as well as add or drop classes, search for classes, and the trial schedule builder tool. Regarding adding or dropping classes to a current or future semester, it is recommended that you meet with an advisor before you choose to add or drop classes. It is not required, but it is a great opportunity to have a conversation with your advisor to discuss why you are adding or dropping those classes or a class, and also the potential impact it could have on this semester or a future semester. Students use the search for classes link to look into classes that they want to take, either as a addition to the current semester or in a future semester. The trial schedule builder tool is often utilized by many students. It allows you to list the classes that you want to take in a future semester, as well as any breaks or times that you would not want to have classes. And then the trial schedule builder tool will generate schedules where you can view those schedules and choose a schedule that best fits your needs. There are several things that are important on the registration status page. First, this is one way that you can identify who your assigned advisor is. It's also the place to go to view your registration date and time. That is the earliest registration date and time, so you would not be allowed to register before that time, but you could at that time or any time after that time. However, it is recommended that you register at that earliest registration date and time, even if that time is 7 a.m. Again, in order to register, you must have all green check marks listed. You must be an admitted student as well as have met with your advisor. You are required to meet with an advisor at least once a semester until you have completed 75 credit hours. At that point, you're not required to meet with your advisor to obtain an advisor release to register, but it is highly recommended. You will also see if there are any holds that will block you from registering. It's important that those holds are taken care of before you register. Some holds that students may have that could prevent registration would be something such as a financial hold, meaning that you owe money to the university, or perhaps you have not sent us an updated transcript from a previous school attended.
Next, we're going to talk about the My Schedule channel. The My Schedule channel holds information about refund and drop deadlines, your detailed and week at a glance schedules, registration history, and final exam schedules. A link to the final exam schedules for the upcoming semester can be found in the description of this video.
The refund and drop deadlines table provides information on drop deadlines as well as financial information. For example, the schedule listed shows the student is enrolled in Accounting 201, Intro to Financial Accounting. This is a full term class, so it does meet for the 16 weeks in the fall semester. If the student decides to drop Accounting 201 on or before August 21st, the student would receive a full refund. However, if that student decides to drop the course in mid-September, September 14th, for example, the student would receive a 50% refund. The last day to drop Accounting 201 and receive any refund is October 14th, which would be a 25% refund. If the student chooses to drop the course on October 15th through November 6th, the student would receive a W grade but would not be permitted to receive a financial refund. The week at a glance schedule provides an opportunity for a student to view a schedule on a grid. Many students prefer this visual layout. However, it is important to note that it is a week at a glance. And what I mean by that is if you are registered for a second block course, which would begin in mid-October, for example, it would not appear on the week at a glance schedule until the week that that course is scheduled to begin. I also want to mention that courses that meet online are not listed as assigned times on the week at a glance schedule. So you will find those classes at the bottom of the week at a glance schedule. On registration history, students can view all classes they have enrolled in, including courses that have been dropped. Registration history also shows midterm grades and final grades. At Missouri State University, faculty are required to submit midterm grades for 100 and 200 level courses. For those courses at the 300 level and above, it is at the discretion of the faculty member to submit midterm grades or not to submit midterm grades.
The My Student Records channel holds information that's very important for each advising appointment. In this channel, you can find your advising notes, your degree audit, holds, and test scores.
Advising notes are notes that you and your advisor will use frequently. At the top of the advising notes page, you will find basic information about yourself, such as your name, bear pass number, and your date of birth. As you look further down on your advising notes, you will see information such as student type, academic standing, last attended term, your major, minor if you have one, as well as general education catalog year, general education or Core 42, and your advisor's name again. Academic standing refers to your standing at the university based on your GPA. If you have an overall GPA of a 2.0 or higher, as well as your MSU GPA of a 2.0 or higher, you will be classified as good standing. If either of those GPAs fall below a 2.0, you will be placed on academic probation. If you are ever placed on academic probation, you will want to meet with your advisor more often to make sure that you can receive good grades and know the grades that are necessary for you to return to good academic standing. Your major will also be listed, as well as any minors. Most of you will come into Missouri State on general education. Core 42 is for students who are transferring into Missouri State University from a public university or community college in the state with 12 or more credit hours completed. Whenever you meet with an advisor, the advisor will create an advising note that will summarize the conversation. Anytime an advising note is entered, you will receive an automatic email stating an advising note has been entered, and it will also list the person who entered the advising note and encourage you to log into My Missouri State to read that advising note. Advisors oftentimes list course recommendations for future semesters in advising notes. Advisors may also post information such as admission requirements to an academic program as well as any GPA requirements. There may be a time when your advisor will refer you to a different office on campus, such as the Career Center, And the advisor may make a note of that referral so the advisor can follow up with you during the next advising meeting. Degree audits are designed to assist the student and advisor in tracking student progress toward completion of all requirements for a particular degree. The audit report matches completed, in progress, and registered courses with all requirements of a specified degree program to determine which requirements have or will be met and which requirements are deficient or not yet completed. The degree audit will then list what is needed to complete the requirement.
If you have holds on your account, you'll be able to see them listed at the bottom of the holds page. You can view holds codes for additional details in the appropriate office that administers the holds. Some holds will prohibit you from using the web registration system and/or accessing your transcript. For example, this student has a transfer orientation hold. It lists when the date was set for that hold, when the date will end for that hold, and the reason for it. The test scores page will be where you can access any test scores you've brought into Missouri State, including your ACT scores. This page will also show the scores for any placement exam you take here at Missouri State and what courses you're allowed to take based off of those scores.
If you have completed credit from another institution, such as a university or community college, or you plan to transfer credit into Missouri State University, you will want to check out the resources in my transfer credit channel. If you have taken courses elsewhere, you will be able to view your transfer credit evaluation and it will show you what those courses were at the previous school and how those courses transfer into Missouri State University. If you ever do want to take a course at a different institution to transfer back to Missouri State University, there are two things that I would want you to do. First, I would want you to use the online course equivalency guide to allow you to see what courses you could take at another institution and exactly how those classes transfer into Missouri State. I also recommend that you schedule an appointment with your advisor to verify that the class that you want to take at another school will transfer for intended purposes.
Your transfer credit evaluation will show how the courses you've completed at other universities transferred to Missouri State for credit. You'll need to visit with your academic advisor about your transfer credit evaluation and ask if there are any courses that should be reevaluated. The last channel we wanted to discuss in this video is the Resources channel. Within the Resources channel, you can find a link to more information about waitlisting courses. Your academic advisor may ask you to put yourself on a waitlist for a course, and the waitlisting link in the Resources channel will provide you with additional information on how to do that. You can also find a link to the waitlisting website in the description for this video. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us throughout this video. We're so excited to have you at Missouri State, and all of us at the Academic Advising and Transfer Center would be happy to help you with any additional questions you have about your My Missouri State account or registration in general. Go Bears!